So I keep getting crickets in my house. I don't know why. I've never had a cricket problem before, but I looked it up, and apparently it's really bad luck to kick them out of your house. Like, you're not supposed to kick them out of your house, but like, what am I supposed to do? Like, let you stay here? Now there's like 36 crickets running around because I did kick out one, and let me tell you, I had a really, really horrible week after that. And now they're just running around. And I'm like, please move. I just want to make a piece of toast and you're in my way. And I open a cabinet. It's just like, oh, hey, cricket that I can't kick out of my house. Can you please just leave? I don't want to kick you out. I just want to ask you nicely to leave. My house is just infested with crickets. And there's nothing I can do about it.
How much
I don't know,
that
one always
was
gets
avocado
good and
toast
worked up.
she's wanting to make?
Say what?
I said, how much you want about that? It was avocado toast that she's trying to make.
100%. Is there any other toast if you're a single white woman in her 20s?
I don't think so.
I've never had avocado toast. Is it any good, or are we just shitting on it and not understanding how life-changing avocado toast really is?
I mean,
sure
if you
like
had
avocados,
you have toast. Yeah. I mean,
I've never had it either, but I feel like I can imagine what it's like. It's like avocado on toast. Is there something more to it?
Spread.
Is there?
I mean,
Yeah, okay. Or is it like actually like, oh, but there's also like cheese and this and that? Am I just oversimplifying?
sure
but I
you
would just
can.
assumed it was avocado on toast. Well, yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
I'm not a big avocado fan though. Like, it's just I don't even like guacamole. Like maybe like the homemade guacamole, but it's got to be either like a real like Texican or actual Mexican. Like if it's not like I'll take a passable Texican or like legitimate Mexican. If they're making the homemade guacamole, I'm down with it. Otherwise, no, thank you.
It's like if you go to a Mexican restaurant or something, it's like you want that tableside guac. Like you want them to make that shit right there, and then it's like dank as fuck. You know, you don't want something that was made like hours ago. Right. It's got to be like they come to your table and they make you a fucking bowl of guac. That shit's good. I can eat that shit with a spoon. Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's that pre-prep shit, yeah, you can just fucking keep that.
Hard. Agreed.
That's a hard pass on the like room temperature veggie ice cream. Like just keep that to yourself. I don't need it.
We can grow. Well, there's like the regular avocados that you probably see in the store that look like a wrinkly pear, like a dried out pear. And we've got Florida avocados too, and they're a lot bigger. Like they almost look like a fucking guava or some shit. But they're a lot bigger. But they taste pretty similar. I believe, but a lot of people down here have luck growing them. I haven't had the best of luck, but some people have giant trees, dude. They get, half a ton every year. It's crazy. Of course, it's a fruit that really doesn't keep. Also, like you just can't use it all.
Right. Well, you could, if you ever had any luck, you could add that to your market selling stuff. Like be like, hey, you can have some avocado chicken.
Yeah, dude. I will say this. I hate that it's like quote unquote California style, but like a good like sandwich, like a turkey sandwich or a chicken sandwich with a couple slices of avocado on it, that ain't bad, man. If it's good avocado, not all
if
brown.
it's good avocado, yeah.
Yeah.
The McAllisters, there's a McAllisters in town. There's like 3 McAllisters in town, but there's one of them that I'll actually eat the. They have a toasted bread with turkey and avocado and some sort of a honey mustard sauce stuff, and I'll actually eat it at that one location. I've tried it at the other 2, and I don't know, something's not right. But there's one location that I will absolutely eat it. And have you ever noticed that with some like fast food places or even like sit down places, like even though it's the exact same shit at every single fucking one of these chain stores, some of them are better than others, like objectively better.
I pass a Wendy's in the morning, going the route I'm going now. If I'm going to Orlando, I pass a Wendy's and stop at the second Wendy's for a reason. I've just too many bad experiences with that first one. So, yeah, man, it does. I mean, it's like anything in life, dude. It's good, like, if you have people who give a shit and like decent management. You ever go in like a McDonald's and it's just humming, dude. They're busy, but like the staff's all back there. They're working, they're hustling, they're communicating with each other. They seem like they're in a good mood, and you're just like I don't know, for me anyhow, I'm like, oh yeah, it makes me feel good. I'm like, yeah, good job, guys. Yeah, fucking fuck that job up. It doesn't have to be. You don't want rocket scientists working at your fucking McDonald's. That's unnecessary. But they don't have to be fucking idiots either. They can be like in the middle and just do a good job.
I mean, it's just like, like if you were watching somebody work at a factory and like they can't like, can't just move the thing to the next section, or like, you can't do, press something and press a few buttons and do the thing and move it to the next section. Like,
so literal, you have one job. Just do this. Be good at this. Just be good at it. It shouldn't be that hard.
I had a guy that I had hired when I was down in Mississippi, and the facility manager came by and he was like, Justin, I think Alex might actually be a retard. I said, yeah, he might be. I said,
Fragile X. Thank you. In this month of Fragile X awareness, let's start using the words.
It's Disability Pride Awareness Month, by the way.
I was like, he might be, but if I tell him to dig a hole to China, he's going to stand out there and fucking dig until he either gets to China or I tell him go do something else. I was like, I don't need rocket scientists in this position. I just need somebody
he's in the military
that's going to do whatever the fuck I tell him until I tell him to go do something else without asking questions. He's like, yeah, I can see that, because we had other people that were too smart for the job and they would like ask questions and shit, and it's like, or want to argue with you. It's like, I don't need a full analysis of how we do the job. I just need you to go pick up the fucking bucket and move it. Like, this doesn't require a discussion. Just go fucking do the thing. You could have had it done in the time it took us to discuss why you didn't want to do it the way that I told you to do it. It's like, just go fucking do it. And I was like, I need more Alexes, because if I tell him to go do something, he will not even think about it. He'll just go do it. I'm like, there's a huge value to having a dumbass around every once in a while.
I've gotten yelled at at my warehouse job when I was 18. I got yelled at by my warehouse manager for that exact thing. Just do what I pull the numbers I asked you to pull, and I was trying to help him solve the problem, but that's not what he wanted. He just wanted me to do the fucking thing, and I'm thinking I'm being helpful. But no, wait, but what I'm like, I have to try to, solve the problem. God damn it, just do what I said. I'm like, okay, yes sir. Yes sir, boss. Yeah. You got it.
And I had a crew in Kentucky that I worked with that they were sharp and they were good kids, and they were all like in their mid-20s, and they wanted to be helpful. And I was like, there are times when we can sit down and discuss what the right way to do the job is, and there are other times when you just need to go fucking do it. And so I'm trying to coach them to discern the difference between when we can actually like.
And that's when you're really good. Like that. Yeah. That's when you're really able to do that, because like sometimes it's just like, okay, the thing needs done, and that, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't need to ask like questions like, hell, even just stuff out here. You need to do a repair or something like that. Maybe you just look up how to do the repair, and then you go figure it out. Like you don't like.
It's one of those like, yes, I know it seems like it's completely horribly inefficient to do it this way, but right now we just need to get it done, and this is the quickest, and this is the way to do it. We don't have time.
Or you as a manager might be privy to information that they're not, and like they would be correct except in this circumstance, but they don't have to know, because it's not their fucking job to know why, and you don't want to take the time to explain why we're doing it this way this time.
OSHA regulation.
Yeah. It's like I get that, you're in your mind this doesn't make sense, and you're smart enough to catch that, which is great, but you just got to let it go this time and trust me.
Yeah, and those are, for me in the management position, those are actually kind of fun conversations to have. It's like, yes, I understand why you hate that we're having to do it this way. Just go fucking do it, and then when it's done, we can talk about it. But right now, it's just got to get fucking done. And having a crew that's young enough and also both smart enough and dumb enough to get that and just go do it, and then like there is a certain value to being a little bit of a dumbass once in a while.
You know, like I have a hard time sometimes, like, okay, let's say even like, okay, watching a YouTube video on how to do something, like something I've never done, where like it's hard for somebody to just give me the process, because like I guess I can say I overthink shit. So it's like I kind of have to know the why behind a couple steps, or else they don't make sense to me at all, and I fuck it up. I can't follow simple directions sometimes because it's like too simple, but a dumbass can follow the directions and get it right every fucking time. And I struggle sometimes because it's like I can't just do things. You know, I get hung up on the why on something. And I've had people I work with at the shop, for instance, who are exactly the opposite. And, you know, we get like in arguments with each other because like he could do something and he just knows the steps in the order to do it. And he can do it fine, but I struggle because like I have to know the why. I don't know. It's weird. Am I making sense, or am I just
I get
crazy and retarded? Like the putting together furniture, or like you know, like my kids like got, you know, Lego kits, and it's like sometimes it's just telling you like what to do. It's not like explaining like, okay, like there's no text or anything. It's just literally images. So it's like it shows them kind of slotting a piece here, and it's like, what, like I kind of need just like a little bit of a like, hey, you know, this is why we're doing like this putting this piece,
or you got to read a couple steps ahead so you understand why that, because this doesn't seem like it should go this way, but when you read a couple steps ahead, it makes sense. Whereas if you're just a little bit dumber, you just put it together the way they say without going, maybe they're wrong.
Or in some things, understanding the steps that you don't see that led to that point. Like whenever we have issues with our system all the time. It does stuff that is illogical, even though it's supposed to be like a really it's like a one step down from AI. It's supposed to be like this really smart, intuitive system that does shit, except that it's a fucking moron. And so the guys will have problems with stuff, and they'll bring it to me, and they'll be like, hey, I've got this. Something's not right with this. And so as I'm fixing it, I'll go through, like, as I'm fixing it, I'm explaining why the system did that and what the illogical logic is that the system uses to do that, and what I'm doing to correct it. So then, which I guess maybe I shouldn't do that, because a bunch of them will work overtime on the off block, and then they'll come in and they'll be like, the other supervisor doesn't do any of that. He makes it this big, long, drawn out process. And I was like, because he doesn't understand the illogical logic of the system. And they're like, yeah, like we're trying to tell him this is what it's doing. Just do this. And he's like, no, that doesn't work. It's like, Justin does it every fucking day and it works perfectly fine. In fact, it works way better than the shit that you're trying to do, but whatever, you know, like, so
you've got to trick it, you know, trick it into doing what you want.
Yes. You have to make the logic that this system uses make sense to the system so that it'll do what you want it to do. And sometimes that you're working the problem backwards, but you have to make it make sense to the ignorant thing. I guess maybe being good. I bet that's what it is the other supervisor does not spend like any time on social media arguing with retards. So he doesn't know how to work backwards against a retard.
Your superpower.
Right. Like understanding how to work retard logic. Understanding how to work retard logic to your benefit is a huge, you know, is a huge advantage, and especially when you're dealing with a smart system.
Hey, a moron would do this, so that therefore I have to do this. Like that's kind of the.
I wonder who. This might get us taken down off of YouTube. We'll see. I wonder who taught these chicks how to mop. Like somebody did not give them good instructions, because they are not getting this shit clean.
Too much force. You're not supposed to like ram the mop into the floor. Yeah.
Protest mopping.
Because apparently they're afraid that the new far right, whatever the French, it isn't he like supposed to, like they're expecting him to win or whatever, and they
already won. The
already won.
Oh yeah, the fascist won is what I read the other day. Right, they're not doing. Should cleaned out their mop buckets a little better before they got started.
I don't think that poor
cop. That poor cop is just like, These dumb bitches. and of course they're French, so they got hairy pits. It's like, oh god, just feminism. What can we say? Although, I mean, which way, Western man? You have to pick between either that or these fine females.
Here. Good.
Some biceps on them bitches.
Yeah. They'll still lose to a guy, a guy like me in arm wrestling competition.
Only 5 more.
So I can't remember who it was. It was some female account posted like, "What's y'all's problem with this?" I was like, "The only one I don't like is the ginger." Ugh, like that was just. I mean, did you see the ginger? Grody. Other than that, the rest of them were fine. Hang on, let me back it up. There we go. All right, and tell me this is attractive.
Nappy-haired gingers.
Right? Like, what's going on with that? Like, that was the only one. All the rest of them, at least 1 thumbs up, if not 2.
Yeah, you can't be a nappy-headed ginger. That's the worst. Like, if you're gonna be a ginger, at least straighten your hair. Make it look presentable. What screw?
Dag's like, every one of them can bench press me. That's fine.
Death by Snoo. Like you, I think that's what you posted.
Yeah, death by Snoo. So.
Yeah. What'd they die of? Crushed pelvises. Oh. Shit, the fucking skeletons are sitting over there with crushed pelvises. One of them has a cigarette in his bony fingers. Oh, it's excellent. I fucking love that show.
Yeah, Futurama was great.
To shreds, you say? How's his wife taking it? Oh, to shreds, you say? Oh, mercy.
What is this of? Like, what are these chicks doing? Is this some sort of like weightlifting competition or?
I think it's a CrossFit thing.
Oh, I see, and that makes sense.
See, there's all kinds of chicks like that at the CrossFit thing.
And I guess
shoulders.
I've got enough experience
they start flipping those tires, man, and then all of a sudden they're
Daniel Tosh used to have some joke about like chicks in CrossFit, and he was like, "Go ahead and keep flipping those truck tires. No man wants your manly shoulders anyhow," or something like that.
Did he say something? He's like, you'd be behind her or something like that, and then like grabbing those manly shoulders and start feel her hairy pits or something like that.
I don't know. It sounds like your fantasy, dude. I think you're just caught up with the hairy pits because of the French chicks. It lingers, I know.
Hang on, I might have found it. Let's see. Let's see if
we'll discuss. That's what it's called. That's what I call it.
Let's see if this is it.
Women can do anything men can do, except math, chess, running, jumping, lifting stuff, fixing things, making money, hockey, surfing, driving, making decisions, being tall, taking out the garbage, tipping, fishing, being funny on purpose, reading a map, listening to bands, writing, running the country, inventing anything important, or being fun to hang out with. Don't get me wrong, I love women. I just think they should drink from a separate water fountain. Actually, women may be even better than men, but we'll never really know since they're swinging at bigger balls, playing from closer tees, doing push-ups from their knees, taking half the Beatles' money. Bitches, please.
This is prom Kosh.
That was not the bit, but it was even better, I think.
That was good. Oh shit.
Oh my gosh, I used to watch Tosh.0 every week.
Yeah.
That was like
my morning wake up thing for.
That was like make sure I get home in time for Tosh.0. Like, so funny.
You know who's kind of based? Speaking of somebody who has a whole channel on Pluto TV, I had The Price is Right on yesterday while I was doing housework, and it was like old Price is Right. And I know that it was pre-1987 because that's when Bob Barker stopped dyeing his hair. So it was either the 80s or the 70s because he still had black hair. But dude, so it's just like the shit he says to women back then, like you could not get away with today. It's fucking hilarious. But he brings up this fucking like Boy Scout troop leader who looks like a 70s Boy Scout troop leader with a little mustache and this and that, you know? And Bob Barker asked him, he goes, so you ever start a fire by rubbing two sticks together? And the dude goes, nope, can't say I've ever done that. And he goes, oh, well, what do you do if you don't have matches and you can't do that? And you know, how do you stay warm? And the fucking scout troop leader leans in and goes, body heat. And I'm like, oh, god damn, dude, that's fucked up. And then Bob Barker goes, oh, you're one of those kind of scoutmasters. Anyhow, moving on, go to the show. I was like, oh, Jesus. The 70s were wild, man. Holy fuck.
The things you could say on TV and nobody would bat an eye.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys watch Pluto, I recommend checking out some of the older Price is Right. It's I can't think offhand any examples of shit he said to chicks, but definitely like, you know, kind of, and Bob Barker has those like accusations from the past anyhow about like the models that worked on the show. But oh man, yeah, you listen to shit he says to the contestants, and I believe it.
Yeah, you know, he did make some comments, you know. So
the Tosh clip, Tosh is talking about all the things women don't do better than men. Turns out there is at least one thing women do better than men.
Lesbians have the highest rate of domestic violence out of all couples.
I actually didn't know that, which makes you really wonder, like, who is the real problem?
Women. Yeah. That's how it would seem. Actually, funny enough, that same study showed that gay couples, gay men, had the lowest prevalence of violence.
Which is the gayest thing I ever heard.
Love that. Gayest thing I've ever heard.
Makes you wonder who the real problem is.
Yeah,
I told that to my daughter, and she said, well, obviously, women are more emotional. If you put two women together, they're going to be more emotional, and it's going to lead to more confrontation. I was like, okay, dear, like you're kind of you're acknowledging the point. She's like, no. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Because when are men typically like irrationally emotional? It's whenever somebody won't shut the fuck up.
When a woman's around.
All their shit. You know, just saying, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, and then usually a good fist fight, and they're best of friends again.
So I didn't find the exact clip that Dag's talking about, but here is a funny Tosh.0 CrossFit clip.
This tends to happen when you ask your body to do things that
Get it on fast.
Put it on regular speed. When the rest of us don't want to watch it on.
it'd be healthier to not work out at all. You know who you don't see doing CrossFit? Black people. They can play real sports. We just need vegans, atheists, and every other cult that posts stuff to Facebook to start paralyzing themselves. What else?
Vegans, atheists, and every other cult that posts stuff to Facebook to start paralyzing themselves. Oh, fuck. Josh is great.
Yeah, man, dude, he was good at like unapologetically just fucking shitting on everyone, dude. I love him. He's got such an attitude, you know, that he's such a, like an atypical like comedian. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man, just different personality. So much less like most comedians are so self-deprecating, and like he's not at all. You know what I mean? He's like, no, I'm gonna talk shit about everyone else, and I'm fucking great. You know?
You know, yeah, he's got that like it's that early like 2000s like attitude kind of, you know, sort of where, you know, like, hey, everybody else sucks. Like and
if I knew him in real life, I'd probably think he's a total fag too. I'd be like, dude, shut the fuck up, you fucking prissy fag. You know? He's just more high class than me. That's all.
Well, speaking of somebody that's definitely not more high class than, well, I don't know, maybe more high class than Dak, but not the rest of us.
Vote for me. I'm not fucking 95 years old, and I still remember where I parked my truck a few hours ago. I'm running for shit. Vote for me, and I'll make it a law that if you talk shit on the internet, you have to fist fight in real life. Because I'm running for shit. Vote for me, and I'll make everybody that's in the fucking Senate and Congress work in fast food for the next 8 fucking years. I'm running for shit. Vote for me, and if we got a problem with another country, I'll catch a fair one with their leader, and it'll be fucking done with. No more wars. Because I'm running for shit. This message is approved by Captain Motherfucking Isosceles. Yeah.
I like them.
Yes, run for shit, please. Like, if the internet personality types that do these sorts of videos actually would run for something, like run for a local office, I bet you they'd win.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, especially, you know, if people saw in their hometown, like, saw their stuff.
Yeah, just get out there. Put other people in your video. Get folks excited about it. Run for shit. Like, it's already a fucking joke. You don't have to actually be a politician. Go run for something, win, and then show everybody what a joke it is. That's the point.
God, I mean, I saw a clip the other day, and it was like from the 2012 debate with like Obama and Romney, and it's just like, oh, just so like civilized and like proper and polite. It wasn't even that long ago, you know. And then they showed like a clip from the one the other day, and it's just like, Jesus, man,
they're
really
arguing over their, like, who has the better golf handicap. Like,
yeah, damn it really did deteriorate fast. Like, and it was already deteriorating in 2012. I mean, don't get me wrong.
That's 12
shit.
years ago. That's
Oh, I mean, you know, any candidate would be better than what's going on here. Get a little rub and tug.
I always love when people add the jazz music to the saxophone.
Look at this guy. Like, as soon as look at his face. Oh, God, what's going on? Why are you doing that to my arm? Please let go of me. So uncomfortable. I don't know how I'd feel if some random, like, even if it was like the president or somebody, like, it's just some random person that you go to shake hands with, and then they just like rub your arm. That just gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like other people touching that much.
Well, I mean, even if they like, if someone shakes your hand and they hold on a little bit too long, that's always weird too. It's like, or
if they come in, or if they come in with the second hand, like, unless it's like,
oh yeah,
unless it's like a funeral or something like that, where it's like, you know, you want them to really know that, you know, hey, look, that fucking sucks. I'm here for you. You know, if it's somebody that you really know but if it's just like meeting somebody like random like that, like, you know, if you're meeting the president and he goes to shake your hand and he like goes in with the second hand and then rubs your arm, it's like, dude, like, I'm not a plaything. Please go away.
Yeah, that's a bit much. The second hand, that's a personality type, dude. That's a big, oh, hey, you know, I'm overly polite, but like that person's overly polite even by my standards, you know, coming in with that second hand. Like, all right, dude, tone it the fuck down. It's nice to meet you too, but you know, it's not. It's almost like it's like the day before they almost died or something, and now life is just the most beautiful thing in the world, you know.
Oh, they're just laying it on thick, you know. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a bit much.
Hopefully, they're not laying it on thick another way. They're trying to lay it on.
I like friendly people, but they're definitely an overly friendly. You know, definitely. Yeah. Like, iron, slow it down, motherfucker.
Let's see.
I just pretend to be polite for civility's sake.
Trying to see what we got. What else we've got? Oh, we were talking about the women. Who shared this? This was fucking hilarious. When a woman tries to use 100% of her brain.
More to use your powers.
Yes.
And turn me into a pigeon too!
Turn you, wait, what the fuck? No, you dumb bitch. You were supposed to get him to turn me back into a man.
Now we are the same! Fly with me, my love!
Are you fucking crazy?
Oh God, that's Norm. That's Norm. I forget what.
Is that Mike Tyson Mysteries?
I forget what that's from.
I think it might be.
Because he plays a pigeon in Mike Tyson Mysteries, I'm pretty sure.
I think it is. I think it is.
Decent show. I haven't seen a ton of it.
Yeah, it is. Mike Tyson Mysteries.
Oh God. See, now I feel like I need to sit down and just binge that with.
Oh, I remember the gambling addiction.
Oh, Norm's gambling? Yeah. Yeah, it was a whole thing. Yeah, he lots and lots of money gambling. Crazy. And then that itself became a little bit of a bit, but you never know how much of a bit it was. Like when he'd do the roast, he'd be like a roaster, and he's sitting there reading the sports page like the whole time that he's not up on stage roasting. And I'm like, is he just playing into it? Like, that's his character now, or is he actually that much of a fucking gambler? He's got to sit there with the racing form while he's on a fucking show.
Like,
I mean, some of them are. Hey, speaking of that though, there have been people who have been like, oh, sports betting is like crazy because there are some psychos about the sort of sports betting now. Like now that it's kind of been legalized everywhere. It was
gambling addiction's real, man. I got a friend and her dad gambled away all her and her siblings fucking college funds and shit, man. When they were fucking high schoolers, thousands of dollars.
I got a fraternity brother when I was in college that he had moved to Kentucky from Texas to live with an aunt or something because he had got into online poker and stuff and lost $8,000 of his parents' money, and then he had gone to some small school in Texas on a baseball scholarship and got kicked off the team because of his gambling, and so then they shipped his ass off to Kentucky to live with his aunt and go to Murray, and so I was his chaperone because they're in Metropolis, Illinois, which was 35 minutes away, and so I was his chaperone whenever we would go to the casino. My job was to stay somewhere in the casino where I could see him, and if he started getting out of hand, and then to go over and be like, all right, time to knock it off, we're going home. You're getting a little crazy there, which was also cool because at the casino, if you're the DD, they just you get free drinks all night, so. Or at least at that one, that it's hey, I'm DDing for that guy, so they're like, oh yeah, drinks are on the house. They give you all the whatever soft drinks or anything non-alcoholic that you want. They just hook you up all night long. So that was cool. And I always
never heard of anywhere doing something like that because usually they upcharge on the drinks, even non-alcoholic drinks.
Now that casino, at least when I was in college, if you went up to the the bar and you're like, hey, I'm DDing tonight, they were like, oh yeah, you're they'd give you your drinks were on the house. So I thought that was cool. That's also something that bars should do. If you've got somebody that's the DD, that would encourage a DD
people to have DDs.
Yeah, because then it's hey, you get free non-alcoholic drinks all night. Whatever you want to drink, it's on the house. You're the DD. Take care of the people that are that are with you.
Whether or not it actually encourages people to do it, at least from a liability standpoint, you look good as the bar. Look, we offer free. We take care of designated drivers, even if there are none. In practicality, as long as you have the policy that's what you do, then it helps you avoid lawsuits in the future.
All right. Good PR, also just good practice.
Yeah, hey man.
So that
cover your ass at all times.
I'd always stay at a blackjack table somewhere close to whatever he was doing, and I don't think I never lost money. I like one time that we win, I broke even. But other than that, I always make a little bit of money. Blackjack's easy though. Like if you're not a fucking retard, you should be able to at least break even at blackjack, just by not being stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you don't go over. You don't like,
I've tried to teach my kids like some of the basic concepts of how to play blackjack the right way, where that you can actually make money doing it. I don't know. It escapes some people. Like the thing we were talking about earlier with the like, there's a certain level of being a dumbass that comes in handy. Like, don't overthink it. Just like if you get a certain number on the cards that are on the table, just fucking stay. Like, don't.
I mean, 18. Or
don't.
Do you think you're gonna hit?
Right. Don't overthink it. That like just yes, you're not gonna win every hand, and you have to accept that. Like. You can't think of this as you need to try to win every hand. You need to win more than you lose. And some of them, whatever the card is, just stay. Don't fuck up your chances. And I guess that's a hard thing for some people, because you get into that, especially the gambler's mentality, like where you think you need to win every single hand. Like, man, you're playing the odds here. Like, this is a numbers game, not a.
You get emotional.
Yeah. It's like it. What's a strategic loss like is valuable, and there are a lot of people that can't understand how a strategic loss works and why you just like sometimes you just take a loss. Like if you look at like schedules and stuff, like basketball teams or football teams or stuff, is like like you can look at that and be like, yeah, that's a schedule loss. Like you can almost chalk it in that's a game that they're not going to show up for because of what was happening, like either long road trip, big emotional game on either side of it. Like this is going to be a letdown game. Bet against that team. And the team itself is probably already back when the Spurs were like really in their heyday. You would have this scheduled losses where like Greg Popovich knows they're going to lose this game, so he's not even going to play the starters at all. It's just like, yep, nobody's coming to this game. We're going to play the guys who are like at the tail end of the bench that'll never see playing time the rest of the season, because like we're not even going to try. We know what this is going to be.
But see, now the new NBA, they have to like build that into the schedule. But it's like, no, it's definitely like you have to plan, like even like MLB, like especially they'll plan their rotation around like, okay, this is probably going to be a loss because he gives up like 4 runs a game, and we can't, our offense can't score that many runs. Like the Braves last night, like they were going up against the Giants. The Giants are like the second worst team in the MLB, and they like, it's like, they give up 5 runs even though they scored 3 runs. Like they give up 5 runs, so it's like. You have your worst starter in there, one of your worst starters in there. It is what it is. Like you're going to take that loss because they're about to play the Phillies, which are they're division rivals, so they have to be prepared for that. But yeah, you take the L sometimes, and just so you can then come back and win the next time.
I have a buddy who used to spend a lot of time in Vegas, and he's really smart. And his game was craps. And he had books and shit. And he had a system and this and that. And he was explaining it to me one time and sort of taught it to me roughly. But his thing is, he's like, you can make 20% with the system. You can make 20%. He's like, you sit down with $100, you get your 120, you get the fuck up and you walk away. And it's hard because they're saying gamblers, I'm like, $20, that's nothing. He's like, well, then you're going to lose it if you don't, but then you go to the next casino or the next place, and there's more money. And when I went to Vegas the one time, I actually played craps. I sat down with $100. I was having so much fucking fun, dude. It was such a blast. I got up to 120, just having fun, just kept, lost it all. I was thinking, yep, you should have got up. That was it. That was your 20%. That's what you get. And then they take it. They take it all, and all that shit's engineered, Oh, Lucky Luciano set that shit up. But craps is a lot of fun. But there's just a few things you bet on, and if you just, with the odds and the dice and everything, there's a couple things that if you do it right, you can get 20% out of it. But yeah, you try to get greedy, and you ain't You ain't gonna make it happen. So yeah, professional gamblers, it's like, yeah, it's a numbers thing, and you just got to do it a lot to make that fucking money.
Yeah, you either got to have a large like starting pool, because then you can just kind of like, okay, you know, if I've got, you know, several grand, and then, you know, I keep burning through that, eventually if I hit certain point, I may hit it big, and then that'll be where like I can cash out if you're smart. But you know, yeah, if you're only working with small money, you know, a few $100 or whatever, yeah, just take your cut, you know, make a little bit more than what you had, and then get out of there.
Yep. Go get your buffet. Yep. Well, I think some people get into trouble because gambling and sales are like the two jobs that if you're good at them, it's the best job in the world you can have, and if you're bad at them, it's the worst job in the world that you can have. You know, but there's people where it's more like a drug, you know, and it's that high, you know, that winning high, and I think they're the ones, you know, they're the ones who really get into trouble, really start throwing shit away, trying to snag that and make dumb decisions.
But
that's why I don't gamble, because I'm emotional. So.
That's sales. That's one of those where like you have to know when to push and when to just like leave somebody alone.
Shut up. Yep.
Yeah. And
when they say yes, I'll buy it, you hand them a pen and shut your mouth.
Right.
Don't say another fucking word until they sign that shit.
Right. There's nothing else to sell at this point. Like stop talking. Or like, you know, or figuring out when somebody's leading you on and they're not actually interested, or, you know, yeah, there's and
yeah, it's like whenever they sell me on like the few times, you know, went car shopping or whatever, it's like, you know, sell me on the car, and then they're about to like, oh yeah, you know, so we're gonna, you know, do this, and you know, do you need to add this, you know, extra package, or you know, insurance or this gap insurance kind of thing, and yeah, stupid stuff. It's like, okay, now I'm out. Like that was when I'm like, okay, I'm out now. Like you wanna play this game, but yeah,
they sell you on how great the car is, and then they immediately say, all right, now let's get this thing rust-proof, because these things rust up like that on you. You know, it's like, wait a minute, you just told me this is a great car. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and sell you shit for all the flaws that I neglected to tell you about.
Well, and like
definitely want that extended warranty, believe me.
Well, like for sales, sales is like the gambling. Sales is like the gambling thing where like you're chasing the sale on every single one. It's like you're like, you know, like I was talking about with gambling, like you're not going to win every hand. You're not going to make every sale. Like just let it go. Don't like don't.
You got to be comfortable with rejection.
Yeah.
Every no is closer to a yes. Just like drunk skanks at a bar. Women of a sound-minded body who might be promiscuous.
Speaking of, how do you think this guy managed to...
women who consent.
Yes, consenting women of sober brain power. I don't understand this world we live in anymore. I'm sorry, guys.
How do you think this Frenchman managed to sleep with 1,400 girls in Africa and impregnate 600 of them? As our favorite comment says, he's just making Italians from scratch.
Making Italians from scratch. That's beautiful.
Somebody was like, why are you going to make 600 fatherless children? I said 600 more. That's not just 600. Let's not get it fucked up.
Yeah, like you got to remember the starting number. The starting number is pretty high.
Like this dude is colonizing as we speak. Like this is new world colonizing, or new age colonizing for the modern world, the modern man. Can't just move.
There are
all
still
of your
tribes in Central Africa who have never seen a white man's erect penis. I have to remedy this.
Better him than me, I guess.
Hey man, do what you love. I don't know, man. It's not my thing, but I got props for people who follow their dreams.
That's right. Keep up the good work, brother. Oh, what else we got going on in the news today? I don't know. That's the.
I went to Bob Evans for breakfast because I was early to work. Always feels nice sitting down and having a breakfast in the morning.
How you like
You
the
guys
Yeah,
have Bob
especially
Evans
at a
up there,
diner.
right?
Yes,
Especially
yes.
if it's a diner.
I'd say
That's what I like to do in Tennessee. When we go there, we go to like the local pancake joints and stuff like that, and you know, get
Oh,
a big
yeah.
stack of pancakes and.
Yeah, I love
There's
going to breakfast, man.
There's a Waffle House just on the north side of Nashville that anytime I'm down there in the morning time, like going through in the morning time, I always stop. It's just outside of Nashville. It's like kind of a nicer Waffle House, and I've been stopping at that one anytime I'm in Nashville.
You don't stop in the morning. Memphis.
No,
you
no,
stop
you
at the.
don't stop anywhere in Memphis. It's like fucking high. There are some like high class swanky joints in Memphis that you can go to anywhere else. Like unless you're
not the Waffle House,
right? Unless you're packing heat, don't go anywhere in Memphis. But the one just outside of Nashville, and like I've been stopping there for probably the last 15 years, and it's always consistently good. Like we were talking about earlier, like there are some places that like they're just always good. It doesn't seem to matter, and that Waffle House just outside of Nashville is always fucking good.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I wish there was a Waffle House en route, but that's okay.
So, do y'all have Huddle House down there? Or is that just a?
I think Huddle Houses are typically a little further north. I see them, but not really around here. I see them when we go on road trips. No, I don't think I've ever been to one.
We've got a Huddle House. Honestly, in some ways, I prefer Huddle House to Waffle House. It depends on which one, though. Like our local Huddle House, yeah, I prefer it to our local Waffle House. But like, if I go 10, 15 miles over, or like there's like 20 miles over, probably, then yeah, they have a Huddle House, Waffle House over there. And it's like I prefer the Waffle House over there. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a Huddle House back home, and they were always open. Like I think they opened at like 3 a.m. and a lot of times we'd be coming back. Like we'd go down to this like bar club that closed at 3 a.m. So we'd be coming back through about 3:30, and Huddle House would have just opened, and there's nobody in there but like 2 truck drivers and the couple black women that worked in there at that time of day. It's like let's just swing in here and get some food to deal with this whole being fucked up that we're still dealing with. Huddle House food hits when you're about half lit a little different than Waffle House food does. For me anyway.
I'll check one out. Breakfast. I've been trying to get back on my diet. Less carbs. We got my in-laws go to like the I don't know, it's like a food bank thing, I guess, like once a week at the local park, like, they give out a ton of like food, and most people pick it up and feed it to their animals. It's a lot of it's like vegetables, or we'll just get boxes and boxes of like cucumbers and tomatoes, and they're a little older, but we eat what we want and give the rest of the animals. Anyhow, got like 12 fucking sleeves of bagels, and like they were still, a few days before the date, so put them bitches in the freezer fridge, So I've just been eating like 3 bagels a day for the past like 2 weeks. Like I hate myself for it. So this week I've been trying to get rid of them carbs a little bit. I had some blood work done, and it was all fine, but some of the numbers I wasn't thrilled with. So I was like, fuck. The vitamin D was like 43, which is that's like, oh, that's great. It's like as long as it's above 30 and less than 100, but I personally think it should be like 120. Start taking my vitamin D again.
All this breakfast.
I was just saying, I need more breakfast meats in the house.
I say all this
so
breakfast. I got a pack of.
Dude, I always gotta have sausage, smoked sausage, or sausage patties.
I say all this breakfast talk. I got a pack of sausage, some hash browns, and I think I've actually got some bagels in the refrigerator right over here. I was gonna go for a run after this, but I might forgo the run and go be a fat ass instead and just eat.
Go carbo load instead.
Wake the kids up, be like, "Get up, fuckers! We're eating breakfast." Woo!
Hell yeah! Most important meal of the day, I hear.
Y'all got any big plans for the 4th of July?
Just gonna
Nope.
probably shoot fireworks, hang out with the fam.
Everybody, digit count for today before the show, and then we'll check back in on Friday, and everybody shows all 10 of them again. Make sure nobody
They're here.
nobody loses any fingers.
Swap hands. All there and articulate.
have the just the end of them blown off. Like,
Yeah, well, that's, you got to give the scrunch because you can always put a fake finger on there for Monday's show.
It was funny. I was talking to Don, the pleb, last night, and talking about firework incidents where had close calls and
put it in reverse, Terry.
My uncle and I had a real close call. We got a bunch of like the big explosive shit. We're gonna really put on a big show for the kids, and one of them, it wasn't the grand finale, but it was, we were working up to it, and this thing pops up out of the tube, and it only goes about 6 inches up, and then it just hits the ground, and I'm maybe 10 yards from it, and my uncle's even closer than that, and it was like, oh fuck, we're dead. So I just covered, and out of the corner of my eye, I can see my uncle, and then I just see a flash of white light, and I can't see him at all. I'm like, oh God, he just got melted. Like, I'm about to find his charred body whenever this thing stops. And look over, and he's just standing there like, unfazed, didn't hurt him, nothing touched him. He was fine. I had like a char mark on my shorts where something like hit me. And other than that, I was unharmed, like nothing, like no burns or anything. I don't know how we both stood like literally within 20 feet of this massive explosion and didn't get hurt at all. But like we really got lucky on that one. Got to feel the fire come off of that one. Whew.
Yeah, we had one. It was like a little, like this little tank looking thing or whatever, and like it was like it kind of supposed to like propel itself like backwards, like it's shooting or something like that, and then all of a sudden it flips over. And then it fired like right toward the deck.
Just starts blowing flames and sparks at you.
Yeah, it started like, well, it shot like a projectile out toward the deck. Yeah. And then like my mom's up on the deck, and she runs in the house because like it's like coming right at her.
Obviously, your mom had never been in a Roman candle fight before.
Yeah.
We'll have to come up with a montage for next week of firework accidents like we get every year.
Oh God. Yeah, I'll start working on that later today. Find some of the best. Of course, we'll have to back it up, Terry. But I say there is no shortage of retards blowing themselves up with fireworks on the internet.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.